Patrick, welcome to Rangers Football Club. What's it mean to you to be here now?
It's a huge honour, Louise. I've been working in football for 25 years and I've been fortunate to walk into Old Trafford for 18 of those years, but the goosebumps I felt when I walked into the Bill Street main stand for the first time was unlike anything I've experienced. You can feel the heritage. Then when you combine that with the club's amazing fan base, obviously the iconic stadium, I'm incredibly excited. Obviously it's somewhat bittersweet though, because yesterday was my first day and we're still licking our wounds from the Sunday. It was a disappointing manner of defeat. We can take a huge amount from it. And so there's a lot to be optimistic about, I think. So yesterday was something of a bittersweet day. Really excited to be starting the role, but disappointed it wasn't with a trophy in the cabinet.
In your view, what kind of challenge are you taking on here in the job at Rangers?
There's a lot we can be really proud of in terms of, what's been achieved so far under perhaps some trying circumstances over the past 7 months in particular. I think there's been no secret that on the park, we're not where we want to be in terms of trophies. Off the park, the AGM results, were there for everyone to see. And also from a perception perspective, I think sometimes the wider perception for Rangers hasn't been where we want it to be. So there are challenges there, but equally, we've got some really strong foundations to build from. I've spent the past couple of days meeting with staff and colleagues, and we've got some really brilliant, engaged, passionate people here. So that is already a great start. We've seen what the men's first team has been doing over the past few weeks in terms of turning around the season, and you can see real progress there. And then obviously the women's first team as well. Disappointing result on Sunday, but right up there challenging for the league title and looking good to win that cup back.
The club, of course, announced Fraser Thornton as chair over the weekend too. What have your discussions been like with him in these early stages, and how will your roles differ moving forward?
So I've had really good discussions with Fraser. I had my initial discussion with him a couple of weeks ago and really had a good connection with him. So I'm excited about Fraser starting. I'm meeting with him again today. And we'll, I'm sure, dive into lots of different issues. In terms of how our roles differ, I guess very high level, Fraser's a non-executive chairman and I'm an executive CEO. And what that means essentially is that day to day, I'm going to be in the club, running the club, looking after the operational matters, whereas Fraser's non-exec, which means he's more one step removed. Now, clearly, whatever I'm doing day to day, I have to operate within a framework that's agreed with the board and with Fraser, and I'm accountable to the board and to Fraser. But day to day, it'll be me that is coming into Ibrox, coming to Auchenhowie, and helping drive the club forward.
You did touch a bit on the football earlier there. How do you view where that's at just now?
So as I said, I think there's been a lot for us to be cautiously optimistic about in recent weeks. I know that the signings we made in summer are starting to really bed in and play with a degree of confidence. And in fairness to Philippe, he said it would always take time. And I think we're always saying, well, when will that time come? And we've seen that come in the last few weeks. So the match against Spurs, I think really showed Rangers going head to head with a top Premier League side, and really it was a match that I think we all felt as though we should have won. And also the performances in the SPFL have been really positive. We're scoring, we're not conceding. Of course, the cup final, I don't want to dwell on that again, but that was could have been such a memorable day. So I think there's a lot to be positive about there. The manner in which we lost was hard to take. As I think people will know, I have spoken with the SFA to ask for an explanation about the non-awarding of a penalty in extra time, and so I'll wait to hear what the SFA have to say about that. And again, mustn't forget the women's team, who have really had a very consistent season so far. And Sunday was an anomaly for them, but really positive about the work that Joe and Donald are doing there.
As you begin your new role, what's your message to the supporters at this point?
And I've been really taken aback by the passion of the fan base. Football fans are passionate, but the passion and the commitment and the loyalty shown by Rangers fans is something else. It really has taken me aback. Fans are the lifeblood of any football club, and I think that's none more so the case than for Rangers Football Club. So their voice, bringing them with us, working together with them, that's a really important part of sort of a well-running football club. So I do intend to be visible and communicate with the fans. Equally, I think they would want me doing the job and not just spending all my time speaking to them. So the challenge for me is to find that rhythm where I am communicating with them, getting their thoughts and feedback, equally being able to explain things to them where the club's going from a vision and strategy perspective, whilst at the same time, you're making the space and the time to actually get on with things, which is what I think the fans would want me to be doing.